Real News Network.
Police accountability activists received a rare victory this week when the 6th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals denied a police officer qualified immunity for kidnapping a man and shoving his fingers into the man's anus to look for drugs that weren't there. For those who may be unfamiliar with the term, qualified immunity is a legal doctrine in United States federal law that shields cops and other government officials from being sued for discretionary actions performed within their official capacity unless their actions violated clearly established federal law or constitutional rights. Ramming your fingers into an otherwise entirely innocent man's anus over a traffic stop is most assuredly a violation of the victim, Kevin Campbell's, rights as a human being. Here's the video.
A Detroit father says he was humiliated and horrified when a local police officer performed a body cavity search on him.
7 investigator Heather Catallo has the exclusive shocking video of this. So Heather, this man's attorney is really calling this unlawful, what they did to him, right?
That's right. Attorneys and law enforcement experts tell me it's against the law for a police officer to do a body cavity search like this.
Besides, think about this. Who in their right mind would want to stick their fingers up anybody's ass?
And Kevin Campbell says this will haunt him for the rest of his life.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
This is Kevin Campbell, and that is Allen Park police officer Daniel Mack performing what Campbell says is an illegal body cavity search.
Again, does it really matter if it's legal or illegal? The point is, it's disgusting, humiliating, and ultra perverted.
Because you got to tuck in your head.
It was very...
Look at these guys standing around. Nobody's objecting and saying, hey man, nobody would want that done to him. What are you doing? It's like these cops have lost their humanity. Do they really need to go and look for drugs that bad? Is it really that important to you that you would do this?
Dehumanizing, but what he did was unconstitutional, violated my civil rights, and violated me as a man, period.
The 32-year-old father from Detroit says he was terrified to find himself in that jail cell, helpless.
And my fear switched over to me wondering, am I really going to make it out here alive?
Campbell says this all started back in June when Officer Mack pulled him over on the Southfield Freeway. Campbell says he had just bought this minivan for his wife, and it still had the temporary paper license plate taped to the window.
He told me that he couldn't see the license plate. I thought that was very weird and odd that he couldn't see a license plate by being 7 o'clock in the afternoon.
Campbell was driving with a suspended license since he says he can't afford to pay the fees needed to reinstate his driver's license. So Officer Mack patted him down, arrested him, and that's where Campbell says things start to go wrong. He
ran my name. He then got the K9 dog out. Him and the K9 dog went searching through the car, didn't find anything.
Campbell says that's because there were no drugs. Yet somehow, when they arrive at the Allen Park Police Department, Officer Mack is insisting that Campbell put something down his pants.
Your pants unzipped. I'm going to find it one way or another, all right? So we can do this the easy way or the hard way. What do you got in your drawers?
This guy in the costume has some serious issues. Let's say he does have something in his drawers. It's none of the cop's business. See, this is the problem with order followers. They turn off their minds and they start trampling everybody's rights so they can please their political overlords. They're there to dominate people, take advantage of their authority, and generate revenue for the state.
After Campbell is put in the holding cell, Officer Mack becomes irate.
Drop your drawers. I'm a man like you, man.
Then Officer Mack pats him down for a third time, unzips Campbell's pants, and looks down his underwear.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Officer Mack is still insisting that Campbell needs to take his pants off.
Drop your drawers. I'm not taking my underwear off.
Now, 2 other police officers enter the room, and here comes what Campbell and his lawyers say is the illegal body cavity search.
It's absolutely outrageous that 3 grown men have this guy surrounded and overpowered and are in the process of humiliating him with their disgusting, perverse actions.
Because you got to tuck in your in. All right? You can keep it, man. Ain't nothing to keep.
The other officers were being aggressive with their voices telling me don't move and, you know, be still. But it's kind of hard to be still when, you know, you have someone grabbing your testicles through your underwear and putting their fingers in places that another man shouldn't be.
It is a body cavity search. It is the worst intrusion by any public officer anywhere on the face of the planet.
Attorney David Robinson represents Campbell and has now filed this lawsuit against the city of Allen Park and Officer Mack. Robinson says, according to Michigan law, a police officer must get a valid search warrant in order to have a body cavity search conducted. Robinson says there was no warrant, making this search illegal.
Heather, it was a crime.
And that's not all.
The only person that can do the searching, according to the statute, is a licensed medical professional. It doesn't happen in anybody's holding cell in any jail.
The 7 investigators checked with the state of Michigan. There is no record of Officer Daniel Mack having any sort of medical license.
Can you imagine his family sitting around watching the news and seeing this broadcast? You'd think his kids would say to him, "Dad, what the hell are you doing?" Can you imagine Dan coming home from work and saying, "Hey, honey, guess what I did today? I got to stick my fingers in another man's ass." "You did what?" "Well, Bill and Ralph helped me. We thought the guy had drugs." Dan, you've got some serious issues, honey. I mean, who does this?
Officer Mack makes no reference in his police reports to the body cavity search. A full report on that kind of search is required by law.
This is unconscionable.
As for Kevin Campbell, he says he can't sleep at night, and he says he was afraid to come forward, but he knew that he had to.
This is about the other people that it happened to. So if I don't stand up, who will? I know I'm not the only victim. And I just want all of you out there to stand up. Speak up. You have rights. Use them. What he did was not right. He can't get away with it. And no one else can get away with it.
What's really horrifying about this is that it does happen to more people than we can possibly know. Leave your thoughts about this for the world, the Google Thought Police, and the perverted police officers who want to stick their fingers in buttholes in the comments section below.